All right. Welcome, everybody, back to your favorite, least educated musical podcast available today. This is We Don't Know Toots, hosted by me, Rob,
And
and
and me, Steve.
and today we've got a fantastic topic, a fantastic, main course here. Actually, we really only have the one course, I guess, now that I say that out loud.
Yeah, but it's a
But
big one. It's a tasty one.
it's
It's five. I wouldn't say 5 star, but
well,
all right.
in spirit, it's 5 star,
Yeah,
a
in
5 star
general,
course. We're pushing 5 stars on this course, on this
yes.
one large toot that we've got for you guys today.
And what is that course, Rob?
That course would be Fall Out Boy's brand spanking new album. I mean, not brand spanking new, because by the time this gets uploaded, it's gonna be, like 2 weeks new. But brand spanking new in the scheme of things. It's been 4 or 5 years since the last one.
Yes, sir. So much for Stardust. That's what it is. I feel like they've been promoting it for a while. I forget when they first said they were coming out, but I feel like we had been waiting on this for a minute.
Yeah, it's really definitely been a while. Because
Yeah.
well, it hasn't really been that long. I feel like they released the first single like mid-January, right? So it's only been like 2.5 months. Because I haven't been super addicted to the scene enough to like see teasers and whatnot, but like they definitely announced the new album and the singles like mid-January at the latest.
Yeah, I still follow them on Instagram, so I just felt like I was
But
seeing posts about it for the longest time.
I'm not a fake fan. I still follow the boys on the Insta-G.
On the Insta-G for the OGs, that's right. Well,
But yeah,
what our
go ahead
plan is?
there, pal.
Go ahead. I'm going ahead. I'm going to say what our plan is today for all you tutors is we're going scene by scene, piece by piece, track by track down the record, talking about how we felt emotionally, spiritually, and possibly a little bit sexually in each song.
Oh, almost definitely sexually. I felt
Probably
a strong
sexually.
sexual pull to each track,
I
especially
mean,
the one with Ethan Hawke on it. But let's not put the old cart before the boy, you know.
especially considering what that one's about.
Yeah, well,
And
let's not get ahead of our.
that one's called the Pink Seashell, which just, I mean, as far as innuendos
There's
go,
a
that
lot of
wouldn't be too
implicit,
hard.
a lot of implications there.
All right. What's funny? So the first one on the album is "Love from the Other Side," and I've heard the song because it came out as a single, and I've heard bits and
Right.
pieces the whole time. But I sit there and listen to the first 30 seconds, just listening to the album in order. I'm like, this is so dumb. Is this really the kind of music they're making now? And then the actual song started, like the actual guitars and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah,
Ew,
I knew that.
you buffoon. Actually, yeah, I had the same reaction because back when it released as a single, I added it to my liked songs on Spotify, and then one day I'm driving around and I just going through my shuffled songs, or like my liked songs on shuffle, and like the first 30 seconds of that, it's just like the violins. I'm like, what is this? I don't remember this song at all, and I'm like, right,
Yeah,
new Fall Out Boy. I
yeah,
liked it. I mean,
I
there's a
did
reason.
too.
There's always a reason that singles are released as singles. It's because it's songs they know are going to be really good and well received. And yeah, I still liked it, even in the scope of the album. I liked it a
Yes,
lot.
I think honestly, this is probably my favorite one. I
Okay.
mean, I'm not a pro on the album. I've listened to it through it quite a few times in preparation for today, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it was my favorite. I did like it a lot.
Yeah, it was I really liked the chorus. It's really catchy. The drum beat, just the
It
very
is.
repetitive, very headbangable. You can jump around to this song at a concert kind of chorus. I like the little every lover's got a little dagger in their hand. The way
It
he
is.
sings it, just a very, very fun line. Yeah, it's definitely a good song. Definitely a good song. I wouldn't put it as my favorite, but definitely a really good song and a good way to open the album, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's still got like still that those lyrics that don't really like totally make sense when you first listen to them. It's got you know we're trying to think like the kind of like I'm trying to like the old Fall Out Boy lyrics, that technically don't make
Yeah,
sense,
I know
but
what
they
you mean.
probably.
I
I
know
mean,
what you
yeah,
mean.
you get what I'm saying. But
They're like poetic. Like some people might think they're poetic, but if you really just kind of look at them, they're like these are just nonsense,
yeah, so like it had
but in
some
a
of
good
that.
way.
It had some of that, which is what I always liked about Fall Out Boy. It's like even though
Right.
you didn't totally understand the lyrics, just how they sang them and like the instrumentals behind them always still made you jam out to the songs.
Yeah.
And then if you did
So like
think you understood them,
as far as a reintroduction to Fall Out Boy, I thought that was a good way to bring it back.
yeah,
Like
it's
I feel like that could appease to old school fans like us.
yeah, it's not like we're getting from under the cork tree or anything like that. You can't really
Right.
expect that from any band anymore.
And
But
as far as old school fans go, we are not the oldest school around there because let's be
no,
honest, like we were right around the Folie à Deux Infinity on High time.
yes,
Is kind of when we jumped on the train. So
yes,
I'm sorry, old heads. We're not trying to steal your thunder air,
yeah, we're not.
but still, we got a little bit of thunder to throw around.
Yeah, we have enough to throw around in the grand scheme. Because I mean, what year even was Folia due? That
That
was
that's a good
2008.
question.
So that was
Daggum.
15 years ago. So
Man.
that
Okay,
album
so
can
we are the
almost
old
drive.
heads. Hello, we are old heads. Accept us, please.
Yeah, because From Under the Cork Tree is only 2005, and Take This to Your Grave is 2003.
Yeah. And let's be real, I was not listening to Fall Out Boy when I was 8 years old. I was not allowed.
Correct. I was, but that's just because I was cool from day one.
Yeah.
So
Mom and dad always were like, this kid's cool. Let's let him do what he's going to do.
I came out of the womb with a beanie on backwards, which was cool back then.
A little clothespin through the lip, eyeliner,
Yeah.
hair covering one eye. You had like a full head of hair coming right out the womb, covering one eye. Mom and dad are like, this kid. Yeah, dude. This kid's cool.
We should let him listen to Fall Out Boy. All right, but how
It
did
makes you sound like you were born in 2003. But moving on. Yeah. Okay, next song up. Heartbreak Feels So Good. Also very catchy.
Yeah.
I didn't like it, and I remember saying this when these were the first two singles that dropped, and I remember saying that I definitely liked Love from the Other Side better than Heartbreak Feels So Good.
It is.
But I've warmed up to this one a little bit more. It's definitely still not my favorite on the track, and I still don't like it more than Love from the Other Side. But it's catchy. It's equally catchy, especially the little la di da di da di da part.
Yeah.
That song, especially that part, it was really in my head like all day yesterday. I just kept singing that part over and over again.
Yeah, I think it's another one of the good ones. It's definitely got like, I mean, just the title is so almost emo, like Heartbreak Feels So Good.
True.
So it's got some of that old Fall Out Boy kind of vibes to it.
And I did purposely try to listen to the lyrics like on each song, but like currently I know I haven't said a whole lot about the lyrics on either song so far, but like I guess if you're talking about how the title's emo, I guess I wouldn't be able to tell you how emo the lyrics are, but I do have notes on some lyrics throughout this album, but this song, it was just the melody and the tune stuck out a little more to me than anything else.
Here's some of the lyrics that was like giving me kind of like that vibe where it was like I mean, it's just like the beginning into the chorus where it's to cry a little, cry a lot, but don't stop dancing, don't dare stop. We'll cry later or cry now. It's heartbreak. We could dance our tears away.
But it was sung in such an upbeat way. I really liked it. I almost don't even notice that this is so depressing.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, another good one in compared to the whole album, because there were definitely some songs on here where I was like,
yeah, agreed.
But yeah,
And the
Um,
next one
yeah,
would
hold me like a
be
grudge.
Hold Me Like a Grudge.
Yeah.
So apparently, and I didn't know this, I'm not deeply enthralled with the meta enough, with Fall Out Boy meta to know all this, but apparently, Hold Me Like a Grudge is a sequel to This Ain't a Scene, and apparently that was a sequel to Dance Dance, which I also did not know. I
I
don't know
knew
if you knew that.
I knew this scene is a sequel to Dance Dance. For some reason I knew that. I don't know why.
I did not know
But
that.
I
I
didn't.
tried listening to all three of them in order, and I didn't really get it. I guess it's more of a music video continuation. I watched all the music
Oh,
videos. I was like, okay, I see a little bit of a running story here. But
yeah.
as far as lyrics go, I didn't really get it. But I'm not a songwriter. I don't know Toots.
Yeah. What's the music video for Hold Me Like a Grudge?
It was kind of I liked it. It was kind of a funny music video. It was it picked up off obviously it was a sequel to This Ain't a Scene, so it picked up where it ended, right where they Pete Wentz was stage diving in that little like basement show,
It
and
had
I guess like when he lands, he like breaks his leg or his arm or something like that, and like wakes up in this like dream where Fall Out Boy has to get back together, or the space time continuum is gonna collapse, and like so they basically go around, and it was cool because who was it that quit the band? Was it Andy quit the band?
yeah.
It was cool because he was in the music video, so they
Okay.
still
That's what I was
included him as
wondering.
part of the band, which was really cool. So they included him as like getting the band back together, and they got everyone back together, and everyone was playing their instruments, but like something wasn't right, and then Pete Wentz remembered that Patrick Stump had to have his iconic Patrick Stump fedora on, or it wasn't going to be the same. So they had to like break glass in case of emergency and grab the fedora and
That's
put it on,
funny.
and then like the final chorus hits, and it's really cool. Yeah, it
That's
was a
funny.
pretty funny music video.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was more the music videos that flowed like as a
Gotcha.
story than the song. But I did like this song. It was a good song.
Yeah. I
Not
thought it
still
was
not my favorite one, but still good song.
is you said your favorite is the
Oh, we
Love
haven't
from the
gotten
Other
we have
Side.
no. I said I like that of the two singles. That was my favorite, but we haven't gotten there yet. We
Oh,
haven't
okay,
gotten to my
okay,
favorite yet.
okay. All right. So Fake Out. How did you feel about Fake Out?
That was an interesting one. Um, I thought it was definitely a different sound from like the rest of the album.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of like a more chill, like more mellow rock. I'd say it was one of my favorites off the album, honestly.
Yeah.
And, just because that's kind of the rock that I've been into, or it's bordering that kind of rock that I've been into. So I definitely like this one a
It
little bit
kind of
more.
it kind of gave me like later 2000s pop punk vibes, you know, like not
Uh-huh.
like 2001 pop punk, but like maybe like 2012
Yeah,
pop punk.
yeah.
I don't know if that makes
I
sense,
do
but
really like the chorus. The chorus is really catchy again.
it is.
But yeah, I see what you're saying. Definitely, it definitely does kind of seem like that older. Now that you're saying that, like I can definitely like pinpoint that sound, but I couldn't name you like one song or band that it reminds me of. But you're
I
definitely
know.
right that definitely rings a bell.
Yeah, that's just all I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking when I was doing that. I'm like, man, this sounds like I know the sound, but what band does this sound like?
Yeah, you're right.
And
You're definitely right. I That's probably why it's one of my favorites.
yeah, it is.
Just hit that sound right where I like it,
Yeah,
right in that sound G spot.
that's right in my 2012 sound G spot. Young and innocent back then, back before they took and
Your G
created
spot.
Young Menace to ruin my whatever year that was, 2019 G spot or whatever.
We don't talk about Young and Menace. I feel like Fall Out Boy probably doesn't even talk about Young and Menace. I have
Yeah,
not seen anything about that album since it released.
I think I saw like it's been 5 years or how or whatever. I feel like I saw saw and talk about it like once with the um Mania. That's what that one is.
Oh yeah, Mania. Yeah, Young and Menace is
The
song. Yeah,
song, yeah,
Mania.
it's a single. I think I saw like this year that it was like 5 years since we officially 100% sold out.
That's one way to put it.
But yeah,
In their defense, they really have, at least in our one festival experience, they really steered clear of that album.
yeah, and that's what I was just wondering. I'm curious what like a tour is like. How much? I'm sure they play one song from that album because they got fans. Every album gets them new fans. I'm sure.
Right.
So they've got to play whatever the big one was, which was probably Young and Menace.
Which I think that's the one that they probably played when we saw them. Because I remember they played one that I was like, okay, I recognize this. It must be off of Mania.
They played 2 Mania ones.
Okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I mean, none of the Mania ones are in their top Spotify songs. So
Well, regardless,
yeah,
this is not a Mania album. I wouldn't rank it as low as Mania.
no. This one. I mean, we'll give our rankings at the end, I guess. But yeah, it's not Mania.
So
But-
far, track by track, we're on a good. We've got a good run going.
Yeah, not too shabby. But Heaven, Iowa, Rob. How'd you feel about that one? Because I was like, I don't know, I was just kind of bored through the song.
Really, I was going to say that might be my favorite.
Oh man, maybe I should listen to it again.
Dude, you
I
gotta
don't know. Look, like I
just the
said, I
way
don't have
that
the songs
second-
memorized.
It starts off like really atmospheric, a really like gloomy, chill kind of song. The star-crossed lovers.
Yep, I was
Kinda,
thinking of a
real
different song.
slow. Okay, well, see, that's
Okay.
why we don't know Toots.
Yeah, but I will say,
But-
okay. I
But then
remember,
when that what?
I was gonna say, I remember the song once you say that. It's one of those songs that just like made me keep thinking they were gonna like break it down a little harder or something, drop it a little harder, So
Well,
So-
they did. That's what I was gonna say. Is like when that second chorus hit, when they dropped that star-crossed lovers part, and then like the instruments come in and the drums and everything, and then they have like that wailing guitar, like 80s rock sound, dude. I thought that was a really good song. I thought
Yeah.
that sounded like really cool because they have like that guitar solo at the end,
yeah,
and then the chorus was just really good. Just Patrick, just like wailing the way he do.
with that he can
You
get his falsetto is
His falsetto
Impressive.
is it's up there. But yeah, you got to give that one a re-listen, my man.
yeah.
That's definitely
I
a good
think
song.
so. That's what I was worried about doing the track by track. I knew I was gonna start getting them all mixed up.
Well, see, that's why like I listened to it a couple times before I even started taking notes, and then
Then
like 2 days ago I like sat down, listened to it track by track, and like put down my thoughts as each song went by.
well, aren't you studious? But that sounds a lot like knowing Toots to me. To be totally honest,
Let's not get it twisted. I still have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I'd
But-
like to also defend my reputation in the Fall Out Boy community because,
Yes.
like we've established, I'm an old head. We both are.
Yeah, I'd say.
But I
I'd
feel
say
like
so.
my words mean a little bit.
They, especially to Fall Out Boy, they mean a lot. I think they recognize
you know,
that you're
they're
real.
waiting to hear.
Yeah,
They're here waiting to hear what we have to say.
they knew we were going to review their album on our podcast when it came out because they've been listening to the other episodes and been hearing us talk about Fall Out Boy. They're like, "Oh, our album's for
this
sure."
is not the first time we've talked about Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, so
almost
they're.
every episode, almost.
We probably should get this out tonight because honestly, we're probably just stressing them out.
Got them on pins and needles, as it were.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That one was okay. That one I do like that one. I was thinking. I don't know which one I was thinking then.
It reminded me of what's that? Satellites by All Time Low, when it's like a really slow
Yeah.
song to start.
Yeah, it does remind me of that.
Like it seems like because the last time I saw them, that was the song they opened the show with, which was kind of cool. Like it's a slow build up, and like then
Yeah.
the instruments and the drums drop. So like Heaven, Iowa could definitely be one of those songs where they open the show with, and
Yeah.
then like open up with that guitar solo and everything. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. So I guess this probably means that they're due to do a tour.
They have announced that a long time ago, and we have discussed this before.
Well, yeah,
But what do you know? Not Toots.
not Toots, I guess, and not touring Toots. We got to catch up on a music festival, I think. That's what I think now that I've seen
Well, yeah,
that's
that's
how it
always the
happens.
best way to do it.
Yeah, now that I've seen that's the situation, you can get into the pit easier, blah, blah, blah. For
Right,
big
right.
bands, that's the best way to do it. If you see that they're going to be at a general admission festival. Because the
Yeah, I'm just
VIP
scrolling through our
tours.
I'm just scrolling through our messages here. Back on January 31st, you sent me their tour lineup
Well,
with Bring Me the Horizon, Royal the Serpent, Alkaline Trio, Newfound Glory, For You're Strong, and the Academy is, depending on the date.
yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's what I said.
Yep, you sure did.
Yeah, I do remember that because we like I know you love to see 4 Year Strong.
Oh, I would always go to see For You're Strong again. That's such
And
a
I've
fun
been
show.
dying to see Newfound Glory again since we saw them from like way back
Way back, yep.
at our
Agreed.
first Warped Tour. And I think we were watching one show and we kind of got there like late. But they brought like those two super fans up on stage. You remember that? Like
Oh
there were
yeah,
like those
weren't
two
they like
like
old people?
yeah, they were like
Like not old people, like mom and dad.
yeah, they were like in their late 50s. I wouldn't be surprised if they said 60s, but
Yeah,
yeah, they brought them all
that
up
was
on
dope.
stage. They were in those superhero costumes because they'd been following them like
Oh
the whole tour.
yeah.
Yeah,
Dang, I forgot about that.
I was
Yeah,
like,
you're
wow,
right.
all right. But
Those are cool. That could be our mom and dad.
honestly, it might have
They're
been. Who
basically
knows? They were in masks.
clone images.
There were a lot of similarities between our parents and those parents at Warped Tour that were following Warped Tour
Yeah.
around the country.
I had to look around and make sure our parents weren't still standing right beside us.
Because they took us to the concert. They drove us there in their minivan. For all those
Well,
listening, we were
anyways.
cool and drove our own car.
Yeah,
Rob had a license.
we are punk rockers. That was when I had a cool car to match Cool Rob.
Cool Rob. That was my favorite
R.I.P. to
Rob.
Cool Rob. Same.
All right, so
And then I
Rob,
drove it through a puddle and it died.
and yeah, so as did old Pop Punk. Went right through a puddle.
That's true. It was,
died.
dude, that was the needle in a long sentence of like an entire decade. My car and Cool Pop Punk were running head to head, and then puddle ends on both.
Yeah, the punk rock couldn't go on without your silent
Musical
TC.
historians will note that day as the death of Cool Pop Punk.
And probably just regular world historians.
Yeah, probably. That's going to be a footnote in American history or world history.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
anyways, moving right along to what's it called? Feels so good right now.
No, well, yeah,
We're so good right
now. I liked this one. I'll be honest. It gave me, I don't know. It's like the beat is quicker and more upbeat, and and it had an older sound than a lot of the songs on the album. I thought, like, it still has like that newer sound that's trying to sound old. Like I don't know if that makes sense, but like you'll never get that lower sound quality type pop punk back. You'll never get that back. But
right.
That's the kind of sound that it had, but with like better mics. And I liked it.
Better production.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're saying, because to me it kind of gave me like 80s pop rock vibes.
Yeah. Yep.
Like it definitely sounded, it was definitely pushing like 80s sound to me. It also it reminded me of like a Disney like middle school movie soundtrack. Like it definitely had my head bobbing and I was, grooving to it, but I don't know. It was not my favorite. And like I said, it felt like a Disney soundtrack song, and I don't know. That kind of put it at the bottom of the list for me.
At the bottom.
Near the bottom, or around those bottom couple. I don't know. I don't know that I could point out exactly which one was the bottom, but
yeah,
it's down there for me.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to my bottom there, but yeah, it was good though. I mean, at least to me, I thought like this album overall didn't disappoint. It was about what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any song on this where I'm like, that was horrible. Like, yeah, like the whole Mania album did to me. Like, I didn't have any songs like that on here where I was just like, Fall Out Boys off their rocker, their punk rocker.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But
Yeah, that's all I really have to say about that song, to be
yeah,
honest.
I mean,
It really did not stand out to me.
it's kind of a generic sound, but I think I just liked it because I was like, okay, like it's still not. We still have yet to hear an absolute horrible one. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
But Rob's favorite one is up next, the Pink Seashell with
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke.
Pink Seashell featuring Ethan Hawke, my G Spot song.
Yeah, you're that
I'm-
the Ethan Hawke of your Pink Seashell.
I'm just like,
Do you
I
actually
thought it
have
was,
notes on this one?
not really.
Okay, I was gonna
It's
say it's just a guy talking
just
about
kind
his
of a-
dead dad.
Yeah, just a depressing interlude. I don't know if that was like a monologue from one of his movies or if like they actually got Ethan Hawke to come in and record that, but yeah, it was just kind of like a, hey, my dad died and he told me that nothing mattered.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah.
the next song.
That's-
Like, well, that's fun.
I'm like listening to it because I put the album on and took shuffle off, so it's going in order. So I'm like, I mean, this is like I'm just listening to it, expecting a song to start, and then he's just like, and then my dad took me and he said, gave me a pink seashell or something like that. He said, right, and he's like, he looked in the
Yeah.
said, look in the seashell and you'll see all the answers. And he said, there's nothing in there. And he's like, that's right, nothing matters. And then his dad like killed himself or something. I was like,
Oh, I didn't know he said he killed himself, but
Or-
he definitely made it sound like his dad left him when he was a kid, and right before he said he had cancer or something like that.
oh, he just regular
And
died.
he's like, when he found out he had cancer, he started showing up and gave me this pink seashell, and he's like, listen to that. And I heard the ocean. He said, that's what it's all about. And I realized nothing mattered.
yeah,
That's a real fun transition from this little Disney song we had going on 30 seconds ago.
they lulled us into a false sense of security, and they're like, nope, emo. Oh, yeah.
Nope, we still hate ourselves.
You thought black wasn't our favorite color? It is.
Yeah.
So
So
not
that's
much to
Pink
say about
Seashell in a nutshell.
that. 10
The
out of
seashell in a
10.
nutshell.
Recommend that for like if you're looking like we need one more song for like our wedding reception or for prom. That
Yeah,
one.
Walk down the aisle to that one,
Yeah.
dude.
That's exactly it.
There will not be a dry eye in the place.
Yeah, there wasn't much to say about that. But next one
But that
was
does transition into Own Muse.
yeah,
I am my own muse, which I really liked. I really liked like the epic like orchestral opening. I thought that was like really like I know we were complaining about it on Love from the Other Side, but like this one was a little more robust, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And this one
But I
was
really liked the opening.
it was a little more like the guitars were involved like quicker and almost right away, and and Love from the Other Side was like it was like a full on orchestral thing. But I've always liked like the orchestral mixed in with the guitars at the beginning of songs like that. Our Last
Yeah.
Night, Fate.
Agreed.
Um,
Oh yeah, yeah. know what
I
you're
always
talking-
like the
yeah.
intro to that song. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I've always I always like to like songs that start off like that at least. So the intro for me was quite desirable, but
But what
overall
about-
it was fine. I don't know.
It was
Like,
just fine.
yeah, it's. I don't know.
I mean, I liked it. I
It-
thought it was. I
it-
would have put it in probably my top 3.
I
To
like
be honest with you.
I liked it because it as you listen to it, it kind of gives me like Panic at the Disco vibes. Honestly, like his voice almost sounds like it a little bit, but just
I mean, I've always thought that their voices were very similar.
yeah. But like he hits some notes that it's just like Brendan.
I remember when Fall Out Boy first went on their hiatus, like the really long one, before American Beauty. I remember hearing that's when Panic at the Disco started getting radio time, and I forget which one it was, probably I Write Sins or something around that era. And I heard it on the radio, and I remember going to school the next day and telling everybody, like, dude, Fall Out Boy released a new album. Fall Out Boy released a new album or a new song. And my one friend was like, what, are you kidding me? And I was like, yeah, there's something about these lyrics. And he's like, oh, that's not Fall Out Boy.
You idiot.
Ah,
You fake fan.
dang, flab it.
Miley. Yeah, but the
No,
song
yeah,
was
I always
good.
thought they were similar.
Yeah, and I do like the song because they keep that kind of orchestral vibe through it with like heavier breakdowns on the guitar. So I like that. I like the instrumentals a lot in the song. But, so top three. That's top three for you.
I would say so, yeah.
Okay. I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
You're entitled to it. I think it would be because I think I like the heavier songs a little more. In like I'm not like into like super heavy songs, but when you're listening to this album, I
I mean,
like.
I wouldn't call it a heavy song
Yeah,
either.
I know, but in this album, it's the heavier one ish
I
compared
guess.
to other songs. Compared to the what so good right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
So
Yeah, I guess in comparison to this album, when we talk about like heavy rock, I would never put a Fall Out Boy song
no,
in that category.
no, they attempt some screaming ish stuff every once in a while, but
Yeah, but
you
that's
know,
old Fall Out Boy. They definitely didn't do that on this one. But yeah,
yeah,
I do get what you're saying. Like the chorus goes really hard, and like that,
yeah,
like you, if there was to be a song with a breakdown on this album, it would probably be this one because you could definitely rock out to this one, like the smash all the guitars till we see all the stars chorus. I
yeah,
like that. I like that a lot.
yeah. So overall, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd say top three. Honestly, I should have made a top three list, but yeah, I think it could be up there with my top.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Yeah.
some Fall Out Boy toppy. Yeah,
Some sloppy Fall Out Boy toppy.
yeah, the sloppiest. All right. Flu game. I'm a LeBron fan, so I hated the song.
Oh, got him.
So skip next one. No, I'm just kidding. I thought the song was good. I liked it.
It was a good song. It kind of sounded like another Disney song to me, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is it's definitely like it gave me like it could be like a montage of a
Yeah.
together
Yeah,
with
definitely.
friendship we're gonna defeat this problem
Yeah.
kind of
Yep.
vibe. So,
Yep.
but if you're into that, if you're down to clown with that kind of vibe, then
More power to you.
here it is, I guess. Nerd.
Yes. With the name Flu Game, like arguably one of Jordan's like top 5 most memorable accomplishments is the Flu Game. So I thought that was gonna be like a pretty epic song.
Yeah,
And yeah, like I said, just sounded kind of like another Disney montage song.
yeah. I was kind of listening to it and being like, what? Like you don't title. There's no other meaning to flu game. Like there's no other flu game. So
no one else
what is
saw
this?
Flu Game, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I remember when I was in high school and I was kind of sick and I played recess with a flu."
Yeah. So I'm just kind of
Whoever has recess in high school.
yeah. So I mean, you go through the lyrics and it's kind of like here, all this effort to make you look effortless, got all this love I got to keep to myself, all this effort to make it look effortless. One day every candle's gonna run out of wax. One day no one will remember me when they look back. I can't stop till we catch all your ears. Somewhere between Mike Tyson and Van Gogh. LOL. But so I kind of get like maybe that's what they were going for, is like flu game is like no one's stopping Michael Jordan from playing, but maybe
I
that's
get
why
it,
they.
but
But still, yeah, I don't think the title matches.
It's a decent analogy. It's a good analogy for the lyrics, but yeah, the
But the
title does
vibe
not
of the
match the
song,
sound.
yeah, the vibe of the song
Does not
was-
match what we expected, at least.
No, so, but that's my analysis on flu game from a untutored boy such as myself.
So
Another
the next song up would be Baby Annihilation.
I was like, here we go.
Hilarious name.
Yeah,
Hilarious name.
I was like, I saw that in the list. I'm like, I really want to listen to that song, and they're like, what the heck?
Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping that would be the heavy song. Like, can you imagine like a punk borderline metal song called Baby Annihilation?
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
I'm surprised if this is the first song named by Baby Annihilation, then that's surprising.
It's gotta be.
But that's and then
But then it was just another interlude.
yeah. So
Hate to see it.
yeah, it really really set him up, and I was like, Baby Annihilation, here we go. And then I hear the talking, and I'm like, oh no! And I went and looked, and it was a minute long. I'm like,
Not Baby Annihilation.
how could you annihilate?
You were so young.
But
Well, that takes us to Kintsugi Kid, parentheses, 10 years. Did the opening, like, 30 seconds of this song sound really familiar to you? Like, did it sound like a throwback to an older Fall Out Boy song? Because every time I listened to it, I kept thinking, like, oh, that reminds me of something, and I could not place it.
I had that exact feeling, and I think that's why I kind of liked this song. Like I was really liking this song because I'm like, this kind of gives me that older song vibe. I don't know.
Man, I know eventually I'm gonna place it eventually, but as many times as I listened to it, I just could not remember it. Could not place it.
Yeah,
But that being said, I did like it.
yeah.
Again, it's that kind of chill rock that I've really been enjoying recently.
Yeah.
So
But it also did give me some, like, not the whole song as a whole, but if this song was made up of different parts from older Fall Out Boy songs, I don't know. That's
like
kind of what it
Catch
sounded
Donnie.
like. What?
They need to do like What a Catch Donnie on a new album.
Yeah,
Like what you were just saying, made up of older parts of older songs. Do like a
Yeah.
montage of their hits up to 2023 now.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
It's just, but like the sound just kind of sounded like older Fall Out Boy, but there weren't
It
really
really
many
did.
totally, like, there were slow older Fall Out Boy songs, but a lot of them always had at least one get into the guitar moment, and where it
Yeah.
actually just stayed louder or whatever you want to say. But yeah, the opening of the song, I was like, man, this is giving me some deja vu.
I just know that that's a throwback to an old Fall Out Boy song, and I couldn't place it. So it's bothering me that I can't place it.
Well, what one was 10 years ago? What album?
That is a good point. What we say, 2013? That had to have been American Beauty at this point.
No, that's 15.
Well, let's see here. Then nothing.
Save Rock and Roll.
Yet. Oh, Save Rock. Oh,
Man,
it's possible. It's possible.
I would have to listen to that intro again to that song, and then listen to
Yeah,
each
and
of
then
these
go
songs.
listen to that album.
All right, everyone, please pause. We're gonna be quiet here for like 45 minutes while we listen to all these songs.
You're gonna be quiet for exactly 41 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yes, just to be sure.
Just turn on an episode of something. We'll be right back.
Yeah, so I don't know what it would be.
Yeah. Man. I bet we listen to that album and be like, there it is.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I when that album came out, I loved that album. But let's see here, their top,
Same, dude.
My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark is in their top 5 all time songs on Spotify, at least. So I don't know.
I feel like it. Just scanning the titles, it might have been just one yesterday, or
Yeah,
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
that was the one that I thought.
It's crazy they had a song with Big Sean. That's hilarious. Did not appreciate that enough in my time.
Nope. Now look at you.
Now look at me. I know even less Toots.
Toot knowledgeless. Like a dang fool.
All right. So what a time to be alive.
That intro got me too.
Really?
Yeah, what is that?
It didn't stand out to me.
What? Okay, I'm gonna listen to it here. It doesn't
Oh
matter.
no, I remember. It reminded me of Let's Get Physical.
No.
Physical.
It reminds me of
That's
a
what it
Fall Out
reminds
Boy
me.
song. That's not it.
That's exactly what it reminded me of. I just clicked on it and I was like, oh yeah, I remember.
You're quite frankly my least favorite person on this podcast. Oh,
That's fine.
you know what? I don't know. Maybe it kind of reminded me of I Don't Care. I know it's not the same.
No.
Shut up, Robert.
All right, I'll let you think. Go ahead.
I don't know. I give up. My life's the worst, I think, is what it reminds me of. Nope. Copies for Closers. Listen to it. Listen to Coffee's for Closers.
Oh yeah, yeah, I
Yep.
get that. I get that. Yeah.
Yes. Go,
Yeah, that's got to
Steven.
be the same drum beat. That's got to be the same drum beat.
Let's go. I found it.
Bum bum ba ba bum bum ba bum.
Yeah. So that's what got me when I was listening to the song. I was like, oh, hark.
Yeah, I get that.
So
It's not okay, so it's not exactly the same drum beat, but yeah, I get what you're getting at.
Yeah.
I'm scooping what you're pooping.
thank you, because that was hard to poop out. But yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I like the song.
I did too, actually.
Yeah.
Again, it kind of gave me the 80s pop rock vibes, but of all the ones that gave me that vibe, that would be my favorite. I did like that.
Yeah. It has like that upbeat like rock, but it's got that violin in the back that keeps it like, yeah, gives it that pop kind of feeling, you know? Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, it was like upbeat. I think so. I listened to this was one when I also kind of like the lyrics stood out to me a little bit because they mentioned like quarantine and all that. And I liked the message. It was like all about, staying positive even though the world just like sucks.
yeah.
Everything around us sucks, but like what a time to be alive, man. Like it doesn't, like, it's been pretty bad, but it also doesn't get a lot better than where we're at right now, which I like that. I like that message.
Yeah. So it was, yeah, overall a good song. I mean, it wouldn't be top 3 for me. I don't know. Like I
Nah.
said, I didn't make the list, unfortunately. I should have. But yeah. So but yeah, I'm just happy I connected the dots on that beginning.
That was smooth, dude.
Yeah.
Good toot knowledge there, brother.
Thank you. I knew it was fully ado because my spidey senses were tingling. And that's my Fully Ado is my favorite album, so I think that's where I was like,
yeah.
I know
Easily.
that's tickling some sort of ivory. I don't know which one. But yeah.
Well,
So all right,
moving
final
on
one.
to the outro.
The
So much for
namesake.
Stardust. The namesake of the album.
Some
So
more
much for Stardust.
classical starting out.
Yeah. Again, I liked it. I guess I just kind of, in general, like the orchestral outro with the piano and the cymbals.
Yeah.
I just like that.
I think the only issue was just with Love from the Other Side. It was the first song of the album, and that intro lasts a little longer, and I think that's just what got me. Like, I still like the intro they have for it, but I was just like, this is going on a while. Is this really their music?
Yeah, but like the outro or the intros to each song kind of were similar, and then they also had like matching lyrics about the oh shoot, I didn't even write it down, but there were the lyrics were the same in those songs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah. So, I mean,
But I liked that.
yeah, I like that.
So like it was like a nice full circle moment for the album, I thought.
The sound throughout the whole album is fairly consistent, I think. Like, they have different songs in here, but the theme,
Which I guess
don't
is
know.
how albums work.
Yeah. That is, based on my limited Toot knowledge, how two packages work, which is what albums are.
Two packages, yeah.
Toot groups.
That's what I call
what they
my
are.
butt.
They're toot groups.
Two groups. That's good. That's gonna be the new marketing slogan.
Dude, yeah. I'm in. Someone hire me.
But I really like the lyrics because like the whole song seemed to me like they were talking about their return to the scene, Fall Out Boy making music again, and they kept the lyrics sound like they were like simultaneously worried about ruining their legacy and or their own selves, which I guess is kind of in tune with how Andy Troman was feeling or Andy Hurley was feeling. But like at the same time they kept saying like they can't stay away from this stage, they can't stop making music. So like kind of like they're catch-22, like they can't stop doing it, and that's kind of like so much for saying goodbye to all this.
Yeah. Ooh.
Which I thought was really cool.
Some feels, bro.
I know, right? But hey, Fall Out Boy, again, we know you're listening. We're glad you're back. We're glad you're making music. I really enjoyed this album. I really did.
Yeah, I think Yeah, I think it's got some of the older sound in it. So if we think of Fall Out Boy as a hill, and at the top of the hill was Mania. So on the bottom left side of the hill was From Under the Cork Tree and whatnot. So they're at the top and now they're coming back down, and at the bottom of the hill is more old timey pop punk or punk rock. That'd be awesome.
That would be great.
So we're really only like 5 albums away from another From Under the Cork Tree style album.
I overall listening to this, I kind of got more along the lines of like American Beauty, American Psycho vibes. Like not quite that old, like closer to pop punk vibes, but still like it still had that good Fall Out Boy sound that everyone likes.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
You're playing that right into your oh wait, oh my phone's playing. It's like what? Why am I hearing music right now?
Yeah, I'd say I'd agree with that. Analyses, which is a podcasting term that means analysis.
You don't have to explain it to these kids; they don't know. You got to be in the industry.
But yeah, I mean, of all the albums, yeah, I think so. American Beauty,
Like,
American Psycho is pretty.
As we've stated on multiple occasions, like it's very hard for either of us to hate Fall Out Boy music. Like there's like disregarding Mania, which we really did not like, and that's been stated as well. But like disregarding that, we are pretty ride or die as far as every album has gone so far.
Yeah, I have yeah, like because every time a new album came out, so when American Beauty, American Psycho came out, I wasn't a fan of that just because it does always slightly change. But then as I listen to it more, I'm like, okay, this has a lot of good because I really didn't want to like American Beauty, American Psycho because it was a little different, I think. But I couldn't help myself but love.
The title track, American Beauty, American Psycho, was the initial solo from that album.
Yeah, I remember that.
And like that one's definitely closer to old school Fall Out Boy. So I remember that one coming out and I'm like, yes, dude.
Yes.
It's happening.
Yeah.
But I mean, the rest of the album didn't quite match that, but I also really like the rest of that album.
Well, American Beauty, American Psycho came out, and then Centuries was the other single. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's a little newer.
But I also really liked Centuries. The only reason I stopped liking Centuries is because of how overexposed it. It was just everywhere for every occasion, and every single thing you could see had Centuries on it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they really made a good for all situations kind of song. Like you could put that in any really sort of montage.
The Swiss Army knife of Fall Out Boy songs.
Yeah, but I like Jetpack Blues in that one. I thought that was a fun one. Favorite record was good in
Jetpack
that too.
Blues was really good.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So, what was your top one from this?
I'd have to say my favorite Muse. I think, or no. I'm sorry. Heaven, Iowa. I think is still my favorite. I love that guitar solo. I just really like that. Like,
nice.
Like that was pushing like Pink Floyd vibes with that wailing, Pink Floyd, maybe even into 80s, like Van Halen kind of style.
Yeah.
Just really cool, like mix of sounds right there. And I really liked it.
I agree. I mean, I agree that it was a good song. Mine's still Love from the Other Side. I'm sticking.
That's definitely a good song.
I'm staying faithful, as I like to pretend that I am.
We are faithful. We're more faithful to these guys than we are like any other pop punk band from that era.
Oh,
let's
definitely.
be real.
Yeah, definitely.
So we show Fall Out Boy a lot of love compared to not to name drop, but anyone that we've talked about previously on this podcast.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I don't know if I would. I don't know. It'd be hard to say who my favorite band is in general, but they just have music that to me is timeless. Like Infinity or High, and back, like all those albums I listen to all the time. Still,
yeah.
So
I listened to Take This to Your Grave yesterday because of this album. So like it's definitely putting me in that mood. It's pushing the older Fall Out Boy song, and that happened when they released the singles. I was Like I listened to those two singles and it put me in the mood for those older albums.
in the head.
So like every time I listen to them, it's like, yeah, this is Fall Out Boy. So I'm definitely getting that Fall Out Boy vibe. So OG Fall Out Boy fans, don't you worry, this is a good album.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, if you haven't listened to it, this is a good album.
Where do you rank it on all albums though? Because it is a good album, but I'm not gonna rank it very high considering its competition.
Yeah, if we're gonna pit them against their own albums, because I also had that in my notes, I might even say middle of the pack. So let's pretend Mania is not an album.
Oh.
All right, let's pretend that never got released.
Okay.
I might have to put American Beauty at the bottom.
Really? I think
without Mania in it.
And maybe because I haven't listened to this album, that So Much for Stardust album enough, and I just know American Beauty a little better. I just if we're not including Mania, then So Much for Stardust would be at the bottom. I do like the album, but
yeah,
Mania was definitely going to be the bottom, and then
right.
So I think, but they do have very similar sounds. Though you could get away with either, I think.
Yeah, like I said, it gave me strong American Beauty vibes, so I guess they're kind of interchangeable. And like, man, I feel so bad putting them at the bottom because I really do mess with a lot of songs off of every Fall Out Boy album outside of Mania. So like, putting one of their albums at the bottom it sounds like a bad thing, but it just isn't. It's not, because all their albums are so good.
Yeah, don't make me pick a second, don't make me pick what goes above American Beauty and this one, though, because I can't. And So Much for Stardust. Like, those two would be at the bottom, unfortunately, but I like both of them. But I don't know what I would pick next. I have no idea. I just know Folie à Deux is at the top for me. That's all I know.
We'll just kind of... I've always enjoyed, or I guess anytime I intentionally listen to it, I like Pax Romana, or whatever, was Pax Am Days? Pax Romana. Pax Am Days. I've always enjoyed them that album whenever I decide to go listen to it. But that never makes it into my, whenever I think of their albums, I don't think of that. So like after American Beauty, I'd probably put Save Rock and Roll. And then I'd put I know my top two. Folie à Deux is number one for sure.
Nice.
And I'd probably say, and I don't know, I might have to say Take This to Your Grave is probably number one for me. It's a close number two between Take This to Your Grave and From Under the Cork Tree.
Yeah, I think I would probably going to go From Under the Cork Tree. Is probably, I'd put From Under the Cork Tree above Take This to Your Grave. Just
because it has Sugar We're Going Down.
No, I didn't even really think about that. It's just I don't know.
I know it doesn't have that, does it? Which one has that?
It's taking.
Oh yeah, it does. It is From Under the Cork Tree. Okay. Yeah. All right.
No, it just, I don't know. It just, I've got a lot of songs in there that I still have saved, and songs that I know. I think I just know that album a little better. Yeah,
I just Take This to Your Grave always gets my, like, I just always really rock out to it, even if it doesn't have all the radio hits on it. Like, I still like, obviously Under the Cork Tree has Dance Dance and Sugar We're Going Down, but
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like Take This to Your Grave is more jammable.
Yeah,
so that's kind of the loose rankings, more or less.
Yeah. Those are the, I don't know, regrettable rankings that this podcast forced us to make. But
I blame you. You asked.
Yeah, I did. I blame this podcast because it's
really showing how little Toots we know.
It's taking control of my heart. But all right. We're getting there, Rob. So closing it out.
Wait, hold on. Before you ask that, did you want to discuss this new tour, this Wet Hot All American Summer Tour?
I figured
we can at least spend like 2 minutes talking about it.
Sure. Let's, because I do want to go on this tour really bad.
I do too.
Oh man,
I want to be on tour with them. Yeah.
Right. I probably will be, just based on my party animal
reputation
lifestyle
in the community.
Yeah, I just know that. But All American Rejects, New Found Glory, Motion City Soundtrack, those are like three. Motion City Soundtrack isn't on the level of All American
Either of the
Rejects
other
and
two,
Newfound
but
Glory.
still,
But it's still that's
they're still up there.
if you were in that scene,
You know
Motion
them.
Sea
You know the
soundtrack.
starting line too.
Every,
You at least know one starting line song.
yeah, I would have to look at the Get Up Kids. If they're touring with
Same.
this lineup, then I wouldn't be
It's
surprised
gotta
if
be
I
good.
know a song.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'd have to listen to them.
agreed.
But the one that's close to me is on a freaking Tuesday. So
I didn't even look what day of the week mine would be. Mine's gonna be Raleigh, August 14th. Oh, please be a weekend. I bet I could talk someone into going with me on a weekend.
if
August
it's
14th.
not. That is a
it's a Monday.
Monday. Yeah. See,
Frick
that's so
on a stick.
so dumb. I don't know. Maybe I could do Indianapolis, which is a Thursday. Thursday.
I mean, Thursdays could definitely work for me.
Well,
if it was close enough, I could leave work because I have Friday through Sunday off.
it is
So
not.
Thursdays I could leave work and go straight there, and it would work for me. But it doesn't look like that's an option.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. But I really, really want to go.
Wait, how close is Alpha? I've never even heard of Alpharetta, Georgia. Let's see what the drive time is like. 2 hours.
That's like. I mean,
Uchi mama.
we went to Lansing.
2
from
hours
Finley.
is 2 hours is absolutely drive time for me. That's definitely within question.
What is it, Toledo to Alpharetta, Rob? What day of the week is that?
That would be if the 14th was a Monday, that'd be a Saturday. Dude, make that trip.
What is it?
Do it. It's a Saturday.
Oh, no, I'm looking at the distance. Let's see what.
Make that trip on Friday, drive back on Sunday. It's all right.
Alpharetta, Georgia. There it
No,
is.
you come visit me here, and we'll road trip. We'll make the final road trip together, just like the good old days.
Actually, that's probably what I would probably have to do. 10 hours, bro.
Absolutely.
That's mad whack with poo brain.
It's 8 hours to me. Or it's 9 with stops. It's 9 hours from you to me with stops.
I don't know, man. Very tempting, Hammy. Very tempting. I don't know,
I
tutors. We'll keep you posted on whether or not we're gonna.
Tutors, rally to Rob. Hashtag rally to Rob. Make this happen, dude. I'm already going to Furnace Fest by myself.
Yeah.
If you came to visit me, I would absolutely go to this concert. Like right now, I would not go to this concert by myself.
Yeah.
Furnace Fest, I would. This one, no. But if you showed up, heck yeah, dude.
That's a
Hashtag rally to Rob.
spicy offer. Yeah. Well, we got to get. I mean, we clearly have a large fan base, so we just got to rally our fan base to this concert. Have the first. We don't know Toots meetup.
Dude, that'd be sick. Our social media presence is so huge that would probably work.
Yeah, I'm doing a really good job with that. Just like that, the feedback I'm getting is insane. Yeah,
That'd be dope, though. You should seriously consider it. If you're in, I'm in.
I'm mulling it over in the old noodle, definitely, because I've
keep
been
bugging you.
dying to see Newfound Glory because they did. What
I've been
tour
dying
did they
to go to
do?
a concert, dude.
A couple of years ago, I think, like right before, maybe, right, like 2019, maybe, or maybe they had it planned for 2020. I think they had like this concert where they were like playing totally through like some of their all their oldest hits. That's what the concert was. It was like either they were playing through like some of their old albums like straight through, or they were like picking their best hits, and it was just gonna be an old like throwback tour they were doing. And it was like limited stops. Oh, I wanted to do that so bad.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So I've been wanting to see them again. I'd have to brush back up because they have so many songs.
Yeah, they're still releasing music, so yeah, we've definitely got some catching up to do.
Yeah. So. Yeah. All right. We're getting on an hour here, so we should.
Yeah, let's wrap it on up. On the way out, what song have you been vibing to, liking, outside of anything we've discussed tonight? What's been on repeat for you?
Yeah, outside, the song that I've recently jammed to, that anytime it comes up I don't skip, is a song called "Using" by Sorority Noise.
Oh, I know which one. Yeah, I
Oh,
heard that one. That's a good song.
yeah, I probably added it to
Yeah, I was
the
gonna say I think you
playlist.
added it to our playlist.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that's a
Yeah,
good
that's a good
song.
song.
It's kind of like got like that not super refined music sound, like people just kind of
Mm-hmm.
jamming on the guitar and not a super good lead singer kind of sound, and I like that. So I mean, it's kind of a bummer. So
Yeah, it is.
doesn't apply to my life, but I still jam out to
It's
it.
still a good song.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what I've been like. I really like every song that I like start jamming to, and I kind of want to post it to my Instagram story. And then I realized like, oh, these lyrics are kind of like suicidal. I don't want to like freak everybody out.
Yeah,
So I usually don't post the songs that I'm really like into on that day,
it is.
even though I really want to, because I know like I'm gonna post something, and someone's gonna be like, "Hey man, what's going on?"
Hey man,
Like nothing, man.
question
I'm
mark.
just rocking out.
Yeah.
But a song that does not sound too terribly suicidal, the song that I've really been into recently is "Freaking Out on the Interstate" by Briston Maroney.
Briston?
Have you listened to that?
No. Did you add that to the
It
playlist
seems
too?
like I don't think I did, but it seems like something your wife would listen to. Like that's kind of her music.
I'm
And
into her
again,
kind
it's
of
the
music
kind of
too.
music that it's the kind of music that I've been into. No, I did not add it to our playlist. But
Freaking Out on the Interstate by Briston Maroney.
by Briston Maroney. Yep.
Oh, Briston.
Yeah, that's been my jam for over a month now, probably. I don't know how it came up, but I like it a lot.
Yes. Well, there you have it, tutors. 2 top-notch recommendations from 2 staples in the Toot community.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Not to mention the whole Fall Out Boy album.
So, Using by Sorority Noise and
Freaking Out on the Interstate
Freaking
by
Out.
Briston Maroney.
By Briston Maroney. Give them a listen, and we'll let us know in the comments how you felt about our 2 Toots and how you felt about the Fall Out Boy album. What were your guys' top picks? Because I'm kind of curious how everyone was feeling about that album.
Yeah, I'd like to
us.
know how the general public felt about that album.
Yeah, how most of the world, because that's who listens to our podcast, how you guys are feeling about Fall Out Boy. So,
Exactly.
until we toot again. Until we toot again. Hopefully Rob's dead by then, and it's just me.
Oh man, I hope so. That'd be great.
That would be.
No, wait,
I bet
hold
Fall Out Boy
on.
would
I'm
dedicate
not
a song to you.
suicidal.
Oh yeah.
I better not post a song to my story, or the clues are gonna start to line up here.
If you post that song to your story and then die, I'll share that.
And then everyone hears this podcast and they're like, "Oh no!"
I'll share it so that
It was
we
right
don't
in
know
front of
to
us.
social media. We'll finally have some content.
It'll be our third post.
That's horrible. Oh boy. Well, we'll see all of you in hell because that's where we're headed now. So
Yeah. On that note, we don't know.
Toots.